So the first step I want to show you guys is how to download your Facebook ads data. So this is basically how the entire process works. At first you do a simple report download from Facebook ads, and ideally you'll do this once a week, and then you're going to paste it into a Google Sheets, and then I'll show you guys how to automatically connect this to Data Studio so that every week all you have to do is go to Facebook ads and download the report and then paste it into Google Sheets, and then it'll automatically update on the Google Sheets dashboard. So the first step is going to be creating a Facebook ads customs report. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the columns that are relevant to us, which is basically selecting the metrics. And then I'm going to show you guys how to save the custom report. And then you can even schedule it and send it via email, or just have a link you can click on every week to download the data. So this is what it looks like when you first go into Facebook ads, right? What you want to do is you want to go to Ads Manager up here and click on Ads Reporting. And this is where we can create a bunch of custom reports based on the metrics that we want to see. So you want to click on Create Report. And then you want to go to the section here that says Columns. And we want to choose our columns that are specific for this report. So there's two sections. There's a breakdowns and a metrics. And the breakdowns is basically what the metrics are going to be grouped by, and then the metrics are the actual metrics itself. So for the breakdowns, all we want to select, if you look at this, is going to be campaign name and day. So campaign name is already selected. We want to deselect ad set name, and then under time we want day. So this way all the data will be broken out by day and by campaign. So once we do that, we want to go to metrics, and the metrics that we want are these metrics over here: amount spent, cost per purchase, cost per click, click-through rate, impressions, link clicks, results, website purchase conversion value, website purchase ROAS, and website purchases. Now, you can actually choose any metrics that you want that are relevant to you, and these are the metrics that will show up on the dashboard, but it just takes a little bit of customization to make it that way, but it's super easy to do. So for the purpose of this report, these are going to be the 11 metrics that we select, right? So the first one, the first one was amount spent. So you can also click on here and see what's already selected. So for the metrics, I'm just going to delete everything and start from new. Okay. So for for metrics, you can just search it up here. So I want the amount spent. I want cost per purchase. Cost per purchase. I want cost per click. I usually do a link click, but again, it's up to you and how you set up your campaigns. Click-through rate, which is the link click-through rate. Impressions. Clicks, link clicks. Results. Website purchase conversion value, and website ROAS, and then website purchases. Purchases. Okay. So once you have all of the columns selected, you'll see it looks like this. Now you can reorder this how you want. You can change the order by dragging it like this, or you can even do it over here just by kind of dragging up and down. It doesn't really matter. I like to sometimes organize it by the funnel order, but again, it's not really that important. So the date range that we have selected is for this month, right? July 1st through July 5th. So the first time that you do this, you obviously want to backfill all of the old data, right? But I still recommend doing it 1 or 2 months at a time. So in this case, I'm going to I'll do from June 1st all the way till today, which is July 5th, and then click update. So this is just for the first export, okay? So we're just going to make sure that it works properly. And once it loads up, you can click on export over here, and then export as I do it as raw data. It's really not that, it doesn't really matter that too much as long as you can get the data out. So what you're going to do is hit export, and it's going to download into an Excel file. And then the idea is that we're going to open it up in Excel, and then we're going to paste it into a Google Sheet. Okay. So it takes a second to export. And then what you're going to want to do is, so this is the example data that I use for my YouTube video dashboard. But you can just basically create any new spreadsheet, any new Google Sheet, and then name the tab, I don't know, like Facebook data or something, right? Name it anything. And once the report is ready, you can click on download report. And then you can just save it. I'll save it as usually as the month. So maybe I'll do FB 2020 for the year. The month was June, and then like that. So 06. Save. Open up the spreadsheet. Now it's going to open Excel like this. So what you're going to want to do is you want to highlight everything. So I press Command A on a Mac or Control A on a PC, and then I press Control C or Command C to copy everything. Then I'll go back to my spreadsheet. Now just create a brand new spreadsheet, and then you can just paste in the data like this. And don't worry about when you do the other months, don't worry about sorting it. I'll show you guys how to sort it at the very end using filters. So just paste it at the very bottom of the spreadsheet. So it takes a while to paste in. So it's going to look like this. If you want to unformat the data, just click here to highlight everything. And then click, let's see. You can click on Command and the bracket. It's the button underneath the delete sign, or Control. It's like the opposite of the backslash to unformat everything if you want. You don't have to do it. I recommend doing a couple things on the spreadsheet. Click on this number A, so it highlights the entire first row. Go to Format, go to Text Wrapping, and go to Wrap, so it wraps everything. And while it's still highlighted, go to View, Freeze, up to current row. And what this does is when you scroll down, this entire first row is going to stay up there, stay locked. And then again, you can highlight it again, and then press, you can bold it just so you can see everything. So now that we have basically all of the data in the spreadsheet, we can go and save this report. So save it. I'll save it as, let's see. Okay, so once you hit save, you want to change the name to something. So maybe to Data Studio Report Example, or whatever name that you want, right? And hit save. So now what we have to do is we need to add in more data, right? So if you scroll all the way down, a quick way to scroll down is clicking anywhere on these cells and then press Command down on a Mac or Control down on a PC. It'll bring you to the very bottom. You'll see here you need more rows. You can always just add in like as many rows as you want. Maybe just add in 10,000 rows or something. And then you can just scroll to the top by pressing Command to up. So now let's say now we want all of the month before June, which is May, all of May's data, right? You can do it 2 months at a time. So April through May, update. And once it finishes loading, it's the same thing basically. So we're gonna, let's close this box. And then we can click on export as raw data, and it's going to export again. And you see here there's also a share link button. So this should create a link that you can basically just come through every single time, and then just click on the link once a week. It'll bring you directly to the report, and just change the date range, right? So this is basically how we do it. We're going to export it to Google Sheets. And let me show you guys quickly how to do a delivery. Okay, so this report is ready. So let me show you how to download like the second batch of data. So this one, you see here says April 1st to May 31st. Maybe we can just keep the name like this, call it Facebook or something. Open it up in Excel. And again, now this time we're not going to need to copy the first row, obviously, because we already have it. So just copy from the second row down, and then highlight, and then just highlight everything. A fast way to do it is clicking on this cell A2, and then press, this is if you're in a Mac, press Command Shift down, and then to the right, it'll highlight everything. On a PC, it's Control Shift down and then to the right. Now I'm going to copy everything again, go back to the spreadsheet, and on the first empty row, you can paste it in, right? If I paste in just paste, it's going to paste the same format. If I do paste values only, it's going to only paste all the data, but not take the format, so it won't have the Excel format. So that's probably the best way of doing it. So now it's like this, right? And you'll see here that it's not really in order, right? Because we pasted it in July 1st, and at the very bottom, it's like this. So if you want to sort it, don't worry about sorting it now. Just wait until you paste all the data in, and then click here to highlight everything. And then click on this filter button over here, create a filter. And then click on day, and then click sort A through Z. And now it's going to sort it in order by the day. So you can do this at the very end or whenever you want to do it. You can always turn the filter off, or you can just leave it on the entire time. It doesn't really matter. So this is how you would do it. And then, let's see. And then another thing you should add too, I think, is, so I created a new tab, right, called instructions or something. You know what, maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a spreadsheet already just like this, but let me just show you guys how to do it, okay? Create any new tab, you can call it reference or anything that you want, and then click anywhere and type in last included date. And then underneath it, type in equals max, hit the tab button, and then click on the Facebook data. And then what we're going to do is we're going to highlight everything. So it's going to go from B2 to B, and then press delete. So you delete the last number, close parentheses, so it looks just like this, okay? And then press enter. What it's going to show me now, it's going to show me the last included date of this Facebook data. So the next time I come in, I can look at my reference tab and say, okay, the last date was July 5th. So next time I go into my ads reporting, I can go from July 6th onwards, right? Just so I know which data I had in there last. You can always just sort it and go to the very bottom, and you'll see that, okay, July 5th is the last day. It's up to you. So you want to do this for as much data as you want to include inside of the dashboard for the historical data. So you maybe you want to do it from the beginning of this year onwards. So right now we have everything. We have April, so April 1st. So now maybe we want to do, I recommend doing 2 months at a time, so February through March 30th update, and you keep repeating that process. Once you have all of your historical data in, you just have to do this once a week. Probably, I'm guessing on a Monday, you would just add the data in from Sunday through Saturday, or however you want to do it, right? So once you do that, next, I'm going to show you guys how to connect this spreadsheet into Google Data Studio.